Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I almost forgot that a new chapter of My Hero Academia came out today as well. So now we get to find out what happens when the Para-Liberation Front discovers that the heroes have found their little hideout in the mountains. I almost forgot that a new chapter for My Hero came out. I'm sorry that I completely neglected that. That is my bad. That is my error. Oh yes, good. The fries are still hot. They're still hot. Good, good, very good. Guess who's back? Yo, Martin Lawrence. Whew, I haven't watched Martin in a long time. But let's go ahead and read this chapter. Now, of course, you guys know that my Hero read-throughs are shorter than my One Piece read-throughs. But that means I can get to my food quicker. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We're only going to account what we know, and then we're just going to, continue on from there. Do I read Black Clover? I have not. Like, I've been watching the anime, but I haven't taken the time to actually read Black Clover. So I might do that at some point. But let's go ahead and get started with 263. I want to be with you guys. Almost time. Get up, Great Juice. Oh, I must be talking to Mineta. Why? The real guard's job is just to catch any bad guys who slip past the front line. So getting all pumped up is actually kind of insulting to the pros, right? Get up. And of course, the big furry guy stands up and doesn't say anything. What? It's starting. You said that so casually. And then Jiro puts her earjacks into the ground. They're on the move. This operation has brought heroes together on an unprecedented scale, but there's no reason to relax just yet. What this means is that we need everyone here to face the massive threat in front of us. And it shows pretty much the majority of the students from Class 1A that are with the heroes in the forest. Because the rest of them are with the heroes that are in the city where they're pretty much where the majority of the big heroes are fighting all the Nomu in the hospital. Not too worried about Tokoyami, but what about... And then Momo puts her hand on her shoulder. I'm sure he'll be just fine. And because they're all the heroes that are with them, the big three, Midoriya, everyone, they're all together. And they're all just charging out of the forest. Mount Lady's there. Everybody's there. And then Midnight's all like, you knew what you were getting into. We need your quirk. Just think of it as helping out the adults who don't have what it takes. Don't have what it takes? No, never thought of that at all. And then Tokoyami, Kaminari, I learned something watching you play guitar. You're amazing. Praising my shredding skills not helping here. No. And then Cementos jumps in the air and says, open up. And he proceeds to literally split the building where the Para-Liberation Front is straight down the middle. Sometimes you forget just how strong Cementos really is when his quirk can literally reshape the whole entire area around him. And then it shows what's happening to the building. It's being literally warped and split apart. The concrete's warping. The conference is cancelled. Get word to the assembly hall. Violet and Black regiments to the front entrance. Brown, get out there too. Carmine, to the assembly hall. And then we have some guy walking up with like a cigarette in his mouth, walking towards the frantic, screaming guy. I forget his name. The technical guy that likes to track people. I really do forget his name. I know his face, but I forget names. That's my quirk. I know names without a shadow of a doubt, but I know faces, but the names always escape me. They got us good, Mr. Skeptic. And it's right there in the panel. Mr. Skeptic. So let's shake things up. And then Cementos is using his power. This is the first time we ever seen Cementos with an adverse look on his face, with veins on his forehead and everything. And he... Woo! Cementos! He Yo, he warps he warps all the concrete in the area to the point where it causes a massive hole to erupt in the front of the building in the that the Liberation Army's in, and just causes like a massive hole to just burst open. Good Lord, Cementos, you kind of broken. But the guy with a cigarette in his mouth just walks out. This is what happens when we're just waiting for Shigaraki or whoever. I say we get this started. I wonder what this guy's quirk is. It's time for the Liberation Revolution. We got all the major heroes on one side, and then we have all the quirk using para-liberation front members on the other side. It's about to go down. And then as it shows the building starting to crumble under the fact that it's no longer as structurally sound, we got Toga, we got Compress, we got Dabi, everyone making their way through different parts of the buildings. Then we got Edshot here. Don't let anyone escape. They're well trained and ready to give their lives to the cause. If any of them get out, they could keep terrorizing other places. In order to protect, we must attack. And Kaminari still looks filled with fear. Charge! Don't let the stage overwhelm you. Midnight Sensei. If imagining random people... It's Jiro! I knew he was going to be looking towards her. I want to be with you guys. Get it done, Charge Bolt. And then he looks on, and then the guy with the cigarette in his mouth says, your numbers don't matter. What is he doing? Does he have like a lighter base quirk or something? I'll crank up my Amplivolt's current and unleash it at full power. It reigns supreme. Oh! This might be Kaminari's time to shine! One electric quirk user versus another electric quirk user. And then Kaminari... Oh! Whoa, that's Kaminari? Yo, he just dashed past everyone. He just blitzed past everybody. With like this majorly awesome, sick look on his face. He looks good. Kaminari, I know you now. Ow. Shall we stop for today? And then we have a flashback of Kaminari and Tokoyami. Is it Tokoyami or is it Tokoyama? Tokoyami. Hold on, I gotta go back. I want to say it right. Tokoyami. Okay. Had to double back a little bit. It cuts back to Tokoyami and Kaminari practicing on the guitar. Nah, let's go a little longer. That Jiro, she acts all shy and awkward, but I know she's nuts about music. From the bottom of your heart, you care deeply about your friends. So we ought to do our best to perform, eh? We ought to do our best to perform, yeah? Supreme Discharge! Thundernet! Yo! Kaminari caught that whole blast that other quirk user tried to use, and he's charging himself. My lightning attack is getting sucked up. There you go, one big commander guy totally neutralized. Now let's go mop up the others real quick so the guys we left behind don't need to worry. Kaminari coming in. Yo! Getting supercharged with lightning. Yo, that means that he won't go into his dumbfounded mode any faster because he's supercharged. Yo, your boy looks so bad. This is a bad panel. I haven't seen a panel this bad since we saw that full-scale picture of Nana Shimura, and she was looking like a straight, thick brick, as good as she want to look. This panel right here just looks awesome as well. Also, the one with Mirko looked good too. But Kaminari right here, this dude just straight balling with power. And then we got Gang Orca running past everybody. And then it's cutting into a room as it's crumbling around them. What the heck's going on here? And it's Hawks with Twice. And Hawks has, we recounted the fact that Hawks is a very good combatant. He's literally the fastest combatant hero in the world, and he can use his feathers like blades. He has so many of his wings, so many of his feathers pointed around twice, including 2 other long feathers in the shape of swords. And he has like this manic look in his eyes. Like there's this panel where it's just all black and shaded and shadowed in, and all you just see is this almost dead look in his eyes. It's neutral, but at the same time, it seems terrifying. And then Twice is looking with fear. He's looking with his veins in his eyes, and it's all real big, and he's sweating, and all he can say is just, huh? And that's it. I've been noticing that at the end of every chapter we've seen so far with them attacking the Para-Liberation Army, the villains they go up against always end the chapter with a big old huh? And with a crazed look on their face with utter shock and horror. That's been a running gag here so far. Daruma did this when Merkel burst into his laboratory. No, Endeavor did this when he saw Daruma, the fake one, walking through the halls of the hospital. Then Daruma did it again when Merkel burst into his lab, saying that you're the real one, right? And he's screaming at the top of his lungs. Now we got this one where Hawks looks like he's ready to kill Twice. Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have those feather swords for show. I mean, then it just ends with Twice looking befuddled and all confused and everything. Yo, the heroes have made their move, and it is not going in favor of the villains. Yo, and Kaminari with the standout point of this chapter. Absorbs the incoming lightning from the lightning quirk user. And then uses it for himself. Let's go ahead and mop up these guys so we can get back to the guys we left behind. Kaminari coming in, dashing past everyone, even though the rest of the heroes are running ahead of him. He literally blitzes past everyone else, absorbs the lightning, and just takes it all for himself so he can start using it now. And that pretty much makes him the perfect opponent for that Amplivolt quirk user. Because Kaminari can just keep on absorbing it, because we don't even know if he has a limit to how much he can hold. But, yo, Kaminari best boy? Yeah. You could call that right now. Heroes are winning so far. Unless Shigaraki gets out of that tank, the heroes wins. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm scared. I am scared for what's going to happen when Shigaraki gets out of there. His quirk, before he was even experimented on by Daruma, his quirk was evolved during the fight in Deka City with the Para-Liberation Army before they joined forces with the League of Villains. His quirk evolved as he fought to the point where he was able to literally decay one person, and it will extend to people who are touching him. Even if they're all the way behind, like several leagues behind, it will rot and decay people just even touching each other. So that means that the speed that he can decay people is literally split second fast for it to travel from one person all the way to a person in the back of the line and rot every single one of them. His quirk was already evolving. And even then, during his fight with Redestro, he pretty much decayed the entire city that they were in, and even a little bit of the mountain range behind them. What is going to be the level of power of Shigaraki when he gets out of that tank? I'm scared to find out, because that's a dangerous quirk to have. The ability to decay whatever you touch. And even then, it used to be where he had to have all fingers touching him in order to, all 5 fingers touching an individual in order for it to work. It got to the point where he no longer needed to have all of his fingers in order to do it, and he could still do it with just physical touch alone. It didn't even have to be limited to his fingers. But the heroes are having a very, very profitable time and successful time right now, but I fear the moment where Shigaraki wakes up. I am scared for the heroes, because we are already seeing some casualties in the ways of, like physical, notification popped up, in the ways of physical attributes and physical physical harm that have come to heroes. Like Mirko's left arm is gone because it's been compressed by one of the Nomus she was fighting. Other heroes have been injured in certain ways, but Mirko is the first real big casualty in terms of losing something in this fight. Like she literally just lost her arm, but then again, she doesn't really use her arms because she uses her legs to fight. So losing an arm is pretty much nothing to her, and she's still continuing on. But I fear the moment when Shigaraki wakes up and we finally get to see what all this work that Daruma has been putting into him. When it comes to fruition, I am scared for not only the heroes, but not only for Class A, but for the world itself. Because this dude is already ridiculously strong with just his quirk alone. And then it evolved and it became even stronger. And then he's being experimented on to be pretty much just on. He's pretty much setting himself up to be the true successor for All For One. And we've already seen All For One to be ridiculously powerful, even though he's missing his eyes, his nose, and pretty much a good chunk of things that would allow a normal person to live. He wants Shigaraki to be his successor, which means that Shigaraki's power is going to, at least they're trying to steer Shigaraki to the point where he can be stronger than All For One. But I still fear the day when he wakes up and we get to see what he can do. I just want Deku action now. Mirko got an injury now. Who else? Who knows at this point? But the way this last panel makes it looks like it's trying to make us think that twice. I don't think All Might is going to die from Shigaraki. I don't think he is either. I don't think so. I feel because Deku's going to have to become the world's number one superhero before All Might dies, in order for All Might to see the person he's been training all this time to become the true successor and the new symbol of peace. All Might is going to live, and he's going to see Midoriya become the number one superhero before, his time comes. Really, but the way they're setting this chapter up, it makes one think that Hawks is there to kill twice. And at this point, the heroes are there. He no longer needs to keep his cover. So now he can go back to being like a regular hero again. No problem. No sweat. But my thoughts on this chapter, so much is happening right now. But at the same time, that fear of when Shigaraki wakes up, it's there. It's there. And I worry for everyone else when he wakes up. But Kaminari, best boy for this chapter. Hawks, he's there and he's ready, prepared to fight. And we don't know what's going to happen to Twice, whether he's going to let him go or, take him out of the picture or even arrest him. Twice needs to die. He's too OP. With his duplication quirk, ever since he got his arm broke during the fight in Deka City, he now knows he's the official one, which means he can make clones limitlessly on end and even copy other people as long as he has their measurements. But at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen. But thankfully, we're not going on break next week, which means next week we can expect a brand new chapter of My Hero and One Piece at the same time. And I believe next week, that's when they're going to bring back the next episode of One Piece, which means I get a bit of a break today from recording a One Piece episode because it's still not up yet, because it's been delayed. I don't know the full reasons for it, but it gives me a chance to just chill and rest and play me some games. But this has been chapter 263 of My Hero Academia. I enjoyed it. I do. I've enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you guys have as well. I know this has been a little bit short, but 19 minutes. Wow, that's even shorter than the time I normally go on for. But if Shigaraki's quirk is All For One, I feel like he's going to steal Endeavor's quirk. I don't think his quirk is going to be the quirk of All For One, but maybe it's going to be something that boosts the power of his already dangerous decaying quirk. Now, we don't know the full scope of the experimentations that Daruma's done on him, so maybe you're right. Maybe he did give him a way to replicate All For One's quirk. We don't know. So we just got to wait for Shigaraki to wake up. But I'm going to end it here for that moment, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed just looking at me read through these chapters. I mean, I would show the pages, but they're copyrighted images, and I feel I would get into major trouble if I did that. So, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. So have a fantastic day. Thank you guys. I probably should have said this during my One Piece crowd as well. But for you, those of you who are here, thank you for tuning into me. Thank you for, liking what I do. Thank you for watching the stuff that I make. It really does mean the world to me. I thank God for this gift I've been given. I enjoy this. This is what I excel at. This is my talent. And I love to entertain people, is what I really love to do. So I just want to thank everyone there, whether you're here only specifically for My Hero, or if you're some of my viewers who actually watch anything else that I do. Thank you for just taking the time to watch me. It really does mean a lot. You're helping my goal of being able to do this full time and, pursue the goal of, being able to work from home and do all sorts of different things that gear around that. You're bringing that closer to fruition, and I can't help but be humbled by your support, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. This channel would not be as big as it is if it wasn't for you. Not just me, but you. So thank you. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. I really need to oil this chair.